What up? So today I'm here to talk about what's the best method for aim training in Valorant. First, I would like to start off with the two things that are kind of like side projects, but they're still very helpful. That is AimLabs and that is Kovaaks. Now, of course, me personally, I've been saying this for a long time. I've done a lot of AimLabs, but I do also indulge in Kovaaks. And I'd like to say that they are almost two completely different things. The big difference between AimLabs and Kovaaks is the fact that AimLabs likes to try to be a game, while Kovaaks is strictly just an aim trainer. You jump in, you train, you leave. You know what I mean? That's all they try to get you to do while you're on there. Compared to some like AimLabs, they try to get you to buy skins, try to go through like the rank ladders and stuff like that. And they're trying to like grow their game individually, try to like, oh, let's partner with Tens and Shroud and Scream and stuff like that. Let's get some partnerships going. While Kovacs is strictly just, you pay us $10, you get our game, and you just train your ass off. And also there's like this load up time. You gotta pick which playlist you want to play or which task you want to play on AimLabs. When Kovacs, you literally click, 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 you're already in. Automatically. You're already playing within like 2 or 3 clicks. And that's not to say that AimLabs is bad, but Kovacs, I would say, is strictly an aim trainer, and if you really want to get like the best possible aim, I would probably have to recommend Kovacs over AimLabs. And if you don't feel like spending $10 on Kovacs, you could wait till like early Christmas time or like somewhere around the beginning of the year, and then it'll be a little bit cheaper. But in total, I think Kovacs is worth paying for and probably starting on more than AimLabs. Since if you were to start on Kovacs, I feel like everything would be 10 times harder compared to AimLabs because it's a little bit more friendly. You know what I mean? It seems like AimLabs is more inviting. They're trying to like, oh, we'll help you out. We'll push you towards your goals and whatnot. But if your whole goal is to get strictly just better aim, that's what Kovacs is. I would have to compare AimLabs to eating at like a fast food restaurant or just like a restaurant in general. While I would compare Kovacs to eating like, chicken and broccoli and rice and stuff like that. Just like all the shit that is very important in nutrient. It's like literally like eating like the greens on your plate. Even though you might not want it, it's still the best for you and you know it is, so you should probably go with that. But like I said, specifically for like beginners, I would highly advise them to do something like AimLabs first and then try to jump into Kovacs and then spend the money there. I'd also like to say that if you were to go with AimLabs first, I didn't really find AimLabs to be that user-friendly when it comes to moving targets and stuff like that. And I found it to be better on Kovacs with moving targets. Compared to AimLabs, it seems to be a lot more standing still and shooting your target. And on Kovacs, they give you a lot of really hard tasks that have realistic like challenges and movement to them. But don't let this fool you. All these aim trainers and stuff like that are mainly just here to help you get that like 1% better. Like I said in one of like my last videos, the only reason I used the aim trainer is because I felt like I was lacking and I was very far behind when it came to aiming. So I was set on a mission to catch up to these people and their skill level and their use with their mouse and stuff like that. So I spammed AimLabs all day, every single day. Like I'd spend multiple hours on AimLabs just trying to get better and forcing my way through it in hopes I can catch up to these people in the number of hours that they spent in their respective game. Because when people would play Valorant back then, they'd be coming from like Overwatch or CS or Rainbow or Fortnite, and they already have the one up on me because I didn't even know how to use a keyboard and mouse. So my primary advantage that I had over these people in my mind was, oh yeah, you spam AimLabs every single day, so you're catching up to them slowly, and they won't play AimLabs, so you're going to eventually be as good as them, or you could be better than them. And now that we're at this part of the video, I'd like to say that, of course, AimLabs and Kovacs, they are mainly used for practice and warm-up. I would never think that not playing Valorant and doing things like either playing in like a ranked game, an unrated, a TDM, or a DM would be less better than playing in AimLabs. I would only use AimLabs, like I said, for practice or to like refine something or to like find something that was wrong with my aim, and then I'd go into the game to try to fix it and use it to transfer over. Because once I get good with it while I was in AimLabs or in Kovacs and I can see where like the little part is missing, I would then try to use my knowledge of how I can fix it to transfer over. And I'll be honest, when I was scoring like 100k in AimLabs and stuff like that, I wasn't as good as scoring like 80k but hitting every single shot. You know what I mean? So since Valorant is very first shot accuracy heavy, you want to start practicing things that help you get more first shot accuracy. It's just as simple as that. If you're not getting better first shot accuracy, you're most likely doing it wrong and you need to switch up your routine. Because like I said, there was a time where I'd be doing good in AimLabs and it was just like, it never fucking mattered because I wouldn't be performing in the games of competitive or DM. But then when I start to do well in DMs, then I'd really start to change it up and start to change my mindset to like I don't care if I'm doing good in the aim trainer, I only care if I'm doing good in the game. But yeah, the thing I'd like to highly recommend is most likely playing the range, right? And what I would do when I play the range is literally go to easy bots first, slowly flick towards the heads back and forth until you can get like a 30, right? And then put it on medium and slowly flick between the heads until you can get 30, you know what I mean? And this is how you iron out your aim and you get better first shot accuracy because you're practicing it all at the same time. Also, you could throw some movement in there, do some strafes, so strafes in between your shots. But I would primarily say that I would set the bots to like 100 and then just shoot the 100 and then just try my best to go kind of quick, but mainly going for accuracy. Because I remember I watched a video and Nats was trying to explain what he does every day to get better into practice. And what I would do for practice when I was in gold or diamond or stuff like that, I'd sit up here, I'd set the bots to 100 and then I'd just shoot all day or as much as I can. Yeah, I don't know how much like all day is honestly, but like I think Nat said he'd do like 2,000 or 4,000 or something like that. So I was trying to get near there too. And literally just sit up here, set the bots to 100 and shoot all the bots. So you can get used to either your guns, just hitting your shots, you know, aiming for the head and stuff like that. Also, you'll need to focus on horizontally keeping that line straight whenever you flick between targets so you don't go from like their head to their chest. But yeah, if I really had to like count on what made me better specifically in game, either the aim trainers or like the DMs or the range, I would probably say the range in my opinion. Because when you go into the range, you practice the things that you want to perfect in DM first, and then you go into the DM and see if you're actually like doing the right things, and then you iron it out in the DMs. But in the range is where you really get the feel for it and where you can see where your mistakes are coming in. So yeah, if I had to rank like the top 3, I would say I like the range, I like DM, and then I like aim training. Even though I do use the aim trainers a lot, I have a lot of hours in Valorant, and my range hours don't really get tracked. But I would still keep it at number 1 for helping me get better. And that is pretty much all I have to say for today. Thank you for the people that watched. I appreciate it. I'll see you later.